So that's it. Hi. Officially, my name is Nikki Fraser. I am the Director of Education here at Footlogix Pediculicals. I'm coming to you live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada today. And thank you so much to all of you for joining us. I see we have people here from all over the world. It's fantastic. And I'm really, I'm grateful that I get to be here and talk about feet. So many of us are working from home right now, and some of us are unable to work from home due to the nature of our work. So I love that we're able to come together today and talk about feet. So some housekeeping. I want to let you know that we do have a moderator online. She will be in there monitoring chat. If you have any questions, certainly you can put those into the chat box. But I'd also say a lot of times the question you have near the beginning of the presentation will be answered as we get into the presentation more. So I would suggest that sometimes hold your question till the end, because sometimes it gets answered. At the end, we're going to spend about 90 minutes together. And at the end of our presentation, if you need to be on your way, certainly I appreciate that. And if you have time and you still have a question, that would be a great time to ask it, and we can chat then. For anyone who needs to leave us, I want to let you know that we will send out a recording of this after, and we will include answers to the most commonly asked questions. So we'll have a little FAQ session there for you. And I think those are the things that I wanted to share with you before we got started. The last thing is just, you know, everyone's on mute. So I cannot hear you, but you can hear me. And we've set it up that way because we've actually just had this tremendous response to this opportunity for some complimentary education. So if we had a couple thousand people chatting all at once, you can imagine the background noise. So everybody's on mute. And if you have any questions or you want to communicate, please do so in the chat box. So thanks so much for coming today. And shall we begin to chat about feet? So I'm here today to talk about Footlogix Pediculicals, where Medi meets Pedi, and to welcome you to the next generation of pedicures and foot care. So our objective today is we're going to introduce Footlogix, the world's first and only pediculical foot care line that achieves some transformational results. I love the photographs in all our presentations. I want to let you know that all of these are unretouched. These are completely original before and afters. Some of them are my clients. Some of them are clients of people in our office. We do have a service room, and I love that we get to share these with you, and they're authentic. Every one of them. It makes me proud. So we're going to start talking about our feet. We're going to talk about the skin on the feet, why it's a little bit different than other parts of the body. And then once we understand the unique needs of the feet and the skin and nails of the feet, then we're going to get into talking about the Footlogix product today. And that's really the way to do it. So it makes sense, right? So we understand our ideology with Footlogix. So our feet carry us around for a lifetime. We literally take them for granted until they hurt us. Everyone is getting all those steps in. Some of us even used to wear step monitors. We should be getting about 10,000 steps in a day. And we absorb about 600 metric tons of force with all those steps, right? We really do take those feet for granted. Thinking about that, think about 85% of the population have a foot or a foot-related issue. Interesting, right? I think about it in the sense of, wow, that's a lot of people I could help. There's a real opportunity there, right? Skin on the feet, much like skin on the whole body, it's literally our biggest organ, right? It must be injury-free, healthy, hydrated, intact to perform its main function, which is protection. It's meant to protect us, right? Keep the good stuff in and keep the bad stuff out. The other thing I want to highlight is about the epidermis, and that's that very top layer of the skin. And very specifically on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet, we notice that we don't actually have any hair growing there, right? And if there's no hair there, there's no oil glands there, right? There's no sebaceous glands on the palms of hands and soles of feet. We also want to consider there's an abundance of sudoriferous glands or sweat glands. There's about 2.5 to 3 times the amount of sweat glands on the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. We also think about how much thicker that epidermis is. So if you look on the lower right-hand side of your screen, do you see on the body, we see this image. This is what the stratum corneum looks like on the body. just a few layers. And then we compare that on the right. This is the skin on the feet. Look how much thicker that stratum corneum is, right? Tons of layers. Also notice we have this extra layer here. It's called the stratum lucidum. All of these layers, this is why the skin on the feet is fairly resilient. This is why I can walk around barefoot, no issue, not worried about hurting myself. Whereas if I was to take a tumble and say the side of my arm hit the ground, I'd abrade, I bruise, I swell, right? Because look how thin that skin is in other parts of my body. So I want you to keep all this information, kind of keep it in your back pocket, and we're gonna build on it. So we're starting to see how the skin on the feet is just a little bit different than other parts in the body. Our clients' feet, it's changed. We see more skin and nail problems than we have ever seen before walking into our salons and spas. And these are the kinds of things that it can look at, right? Really rough, disrupted skin. We've got toenails that are separating from the nail bed. They're yellowing, they're thickening. Sometimes someone might have a really deep crack like this. Maybe it's bleeding. Maybe it's really painful for them to walk, right? A senior, this person hasn't had any foot care in some time. Look at this callousing, these nails. Right? So clients' feet have changed. There's a lot going on. So consider this, the pedicure trends. Our marketplace is starting to shift. Consumers are starting to change. It used to be once upon a time, a client of a certain age would come in. Maybe they were going to a wedding or they were going on a vacation and they wanted to have a service, right? They wanted that pedicure to make everything look great before their special occasion. We see all kinds of clients now. We see little 8-year-olds coming in for princess pedicure parties. We might see a lady, you know, who got out of the house for a whole hour by herself without the dog and her husband and all her kids to get a pedicure. Equally, we see people getting into their 60s who are still really active, right? 60 is the new 40, I feel like. So we might see someone older than that. People are really active and they're living very well into their later years. Conversely, you might see someone who is a little bit older and maybe has some issues with health and they can't reach their feet. So they're coming in for a pedicure. So we see a lot of different kinds of consumers now. The market is shifting. People are savvy. They're on their phones. They're online. They're reading about products. They want to know what the latest and the greatest thing is, right? So people are really on it. Our products and our services, we need to change. We need to meet the needs of that ever-changing clientele, because my 8-year-old who comes in for a princess pedi versus my middle-aged person versus somebody who maybe has just been diagnosed with diabetic and their doctor said, you better take care of your feet. What does that mean, right? Everyone kind of has different things that they're looking for when they come for a service. People are demanding innovative products, and all of this comes to that need for an educated technician. Right? I'm not looking to give a fluff and buff pedicure. I want to take the time, talk with my client, know their name a little bit maybe before I touch their feet, and understand about their health, if they're diabetic or not, or if they have circulatory issues or things that I might see on the feet that could be correlated to that. We need to be educated. So things to consider. What are some of the other driving factors? What are some of the other causes and problems that we're seeing with dry skin? So it's kind of this vicious cycle. And this cycle starts with this modern lifestyle that is go, 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 busy, busy, busy. We might not be making priority of our diet. We might not be making priority of our activity levels and our health. So we start to see a modern lifestyle, which can be sedentary, can be stressful. Both situations can lead to a little bit of extra weight. So there's a lot of different things happening with our lifestyles that are impacting our bodies and ultimately our feet, right? As they carry us around day to day, just working hard quietly down there. These lifestyles can lead to venous insufficiency, right? Those veins are not moving fluid through the body as efficiently as they could. And this is what it can look like. Often we'll see it down around the ankle of a client. From there, if the circulation isn't working at peak capacity, we start to see impaired elimination of metabolic waste. So metabolism, just living, breathing, eating, drinking, there's waste that comes byproducts of that simple activity of living. And we rely on our circulatory system and our lymph to take it away. Well, if we've got impaired elimination of metabolic waste because of poor microcirculation, guess what's starting to happen? You know how this manifests in the skin of the feet? We see impaired sweat production. We're not making as much sweat. Now we've got decreased dermal moisture, right? We start to see dry skin, micro lesions, right? But most of us look at that and go, oh, they've got really dry skin. They do. Dry skin can result in a whole heck of a lot more than just dry skin. I know when I started in this industry, looking at the feet like the ones in front of you, particularly these three on the left, I thought, oh, that's what dry skin is. And you're filing it and you're filing it, and it's not coming smooth. And you don't understand why it's not coming smooth. Maybe the next client's foot walks in and you're filing it, it is coming smooth, and you don't understand why one person, it works filing it, and one person it doesn't. You're doing exactly the same thing. What's different? The skin on the client's feet. And that's what we're going to learn about today so that you can have a skillful, knowledgeable conversation with your client about the skin of their feet and then make some great product recommendations for home care. So what are some of the consequences if someone has dry skin and they don't do anything about it? Most of us think of it as an aesthetic thing. They don't look as nice, but I would offer the following things for you to consider. Dry skin can lead to fissure or rigates. Those really deep, deep, deep cracks that are really painful. Ulcers. That's a really serious situation. Lesions on the skin surface, potential serious complications with superficial skin infections from foot tubs, unclean foot tubs. These are completely preventable, both by practicing proper hygiene, which we learned some about last week with Vicky, but also through having skin that is intact. Skin that is healthy and intact is not going to pick up infections. So we're going to follow this theme, and that will come up again. Foot care essentials, let's think about it. Effective skincare of the feet should deliver ingredients into the layers of the skin. Traditional products sit on top of the skin and prevent transepidermal water loss, which is a terminology that just says it stops any moisture from leaving your skin. That's not actually what I want to do with the skin of the feet, right? I want to bring moisture into the skin, not block it. I want to deliver ingredients into the layers of the skin. I want to enhance the function of the skin. So again, if I put this big thick layer on the skin of the feet and my feet can't sweat the way they need to, that is disrupting the function of my skin. I don't want to do that. So we're looking to enhance skin function. We want to add moisture into the epidermis. This is so key. The cream I use on my arms or my hands is not the product I should be using on the skin of my feet. I need to add moisture into the epidermis of the skin of the feet. It's unique. And we don't want to seal the skin with any occlusive oils. So all of these things, consider them. We are going to propose the solution is Footlogix Pediceuticals. It's literally transformational foot care with dermal infusion technology. Dermal infusion technology is simply that mousse delivery system. It is so unique. We have some really great, powerful ingredients in our product. Combine that with this dermal infusion technology, and you've got a recipe for success with your clients. So the products, they use this advanced technology to deliver active ingredients into the skin and nails. So that's our dermal infusion technology. It helps to create a protective barrier by allowing the skin to transpire. So the protective barrier, it's literally, as if our skin is healthy and intact, that's the barrier as intended. Our bodies are designed that way. Healthy, intact skin will not pick up an infection, but we still lets the skin transpire, right? It lets moisture come and go as it needs to. It has state-of-the-art ingredients. Urea is a fantastic ingredient. It's part of our body's natural moisturizing factor anyway. It attracts and holds moisture in the skin. CoQ10 is a great skin building ingredient. Spirulina is another one of our unique ingredients. It's a very powerful, powerful antimicrobial ingredient, and we will talk more about it later in the presentation. So, when we are sharing Footlogix with clients, we want to share with them what makes it unique, what makes it different. And these are the key things I want you to walk away with today. You'll know some other things too, but if you want to talk to your client about Footlogix, here's what's unique. It's the world's first and only pediceutical foot care line. We will only ever be the only pediceutical foot care line. And I think that's really powerful. When I think about skincare of the face, we have pharmacy grade ingredients for the face, right? SkinCeuticals, for example. We're the only pediceutical, the only company that offers pharmacy grade ingredients and technologies for skin of the feet. Our products are non-occlusive. It doesn't seal the skin. It's not like a traditional cream or balm or lotion. This is a very unique delivery system. Fast absorbing, no greasy residue. Literally, you can put this on and go very quick. And then it's that revolutionary dermal infusion technology, right? That mousse delivery system. So these are the things. We're the first and only pediceutical foot care line. We're non-inclusive. We don't seal the skin. We're fast absorbing. It's apply and go. Anybody can fit this into their daily routine. And we have our revolutionary dermal infusion technology, that mousse delivery system. And this is a really great visual. So some learners learn by reading, some by listening, some people need to see. So this is a really great visual of, this is all stratum corneum, those very top layers of skin. Most products just get into these top layers of skin. You can see how our mousse delivery system takes it down past all the stratum corneum, past the stratum lucidum, into the stratum granulosum, the stratum spinosum. It gets down into those deeper layers. It actually penetrates all the layers of the epidermis. That said, it does not get into the dermis. It's not going to get into your circulatory system or anything like that. It just gets into these nice deep layers of skin where skin is formed, where skin grows. So that if we can hydrate it at the base level, as we're shedding off dead skin cells by mitosis, nice, beautiful, healthy skin is what emerges. We end up with this nice, big, congruent membrane. And remember, we learned in an earlier slide that healthy, hydrated, intact skin is what protects us. So without any further ado, let's talk about products. We have a professional line, which is larger size bottles, often with pumps, which I love. And then we have some moisturizing solutions. They all come in labels that have, just pulling over my samples here, show you my wares. Moisturizing solutions all come in bottles with blue labels. The antifungal and antimicrobial solutions all come in burgundy bottles with these burgundy labels. Our at-home pedicure products are simply smaller versions of the professional, the soak, the scrub. And we also have an at-home foot file that we can send clients home with. And then we have specialty solutions which come in these more earthly sort of colors, if you will. So as we get into the products, I'm going to begin right starting with our pedicure. I'm going to talk about the professional products that we use in the pedicure service. And then from there, after our pedicure is done, we start to talk to clients about take-home products, home care. So that's exactly how we'll follow along. So it starts with the pedicure. What differentiates that Footlogix pedicure from the competition, from other pedicures out there? Literally transformational. In a single service, you will have taken the time to assess the skin using a consultation form that looks a little bit like this, given an excellent, effective, efficient, customized pedicure to your client. It's economical, less expensive per pedicure than almost every pedicure out there right now, which is tremendous considering we're the only ones with dermal infusion technology and we're the only pediceutical in the world. Easier to use. This is a product that is urea based. Urea is part of our skin's natural moisturizing factor anyway. It's very readily recognized and absorbed by the skin. So I don't have to worry about washing it off or burning or harming a client in any way, the way that some traditional products can do to skin. It's safe for all skin types. So as an esthetician myself, I don't know if there's any estheticians in the house, I think about skin types being a dry skin or an oily skin, that sort of thing. But when I'm thinking about skin of the face, skin of the feet, I would say it's safe for all skin types and conditions. So if you have someone who has an eczema or an eczema on their feet, if you have somebody who has a psoriasis on their feet, these are products that are completely safe to use. And in fact, the urea has a really nice anti-inflammatory effect. So it should help to calm down the inflammation that we see with these kinds of conditions. Finally, family friendly, right? I talked earlier about our 8-year-old princess pedicure. I talked about you might have a lady who's in her 70s or 80s, or even a lot of gentlemen. We see a lot of gentlemen in for services using Footlogix. Completely family friendly. I'd also further say if anyone has pets at home, if you've ever gone for a pedicure and you walk in the door and your dog's licking your leg or something and you're like, don't. Rest assured your pet's probably not going to be coming over to lick your leg after a Footlogix pedicure. It's very fresh and you can know that it won't cause any harm if they did lick your leg. So let's talk about the professional products. Our pedicure service. Much like a dry manicure has been becoming quite popular, a dry pedicure has been gaining popularity. And as a result of that, we've actually created these Footlogix cleansing foot wipes. They're very convenient. They come individually wrapped, just like this. They don't have any alcohol. They don't dehydrate the skin. I love to run them under warm water, actually, before I use them, because it's just so comforting to cleanse a foot with a warm cloth like this. So notice that it's very much like a fabric. It's not like a wet wipe. It's much more like a cloth, very stretchy, strong, highly durable, no fragrance added. You just use this to get right up there in between your client's toes, all around the nail folds, flip it over, use the other side for the other foot, get up between toes and in nail folds, give them a nice wipe down, and you're done. Very easy. Great if you're a traveling service and you get to someone's home and you're not sure where you're going to find a water supply for a soak. This is a lovely, lovely way to cleanse the foot before you get into doing your service. Foot soak concentrate is the next item up in our product line. So if you're going to go with a more traditional style pedicure, certainly you can soak the foot. You just need to use about a capful like this is plenty for a big old bowl of foot soak. And this is callus softening and cleansing. It cleans it softly, gently, again, urea based. So we're not looking to dehydrate the skin. Many products that are more salt based are starting to dehydrate or break down skin to work with it. That's not who Footlogix is. Our ideology is very much hydrate the skin to soften it and plump it up to work with it. Urea is always hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Right from the very first step of a classical style Footlogix pedicure, urea. You're already starting to soften that skin up to begin working with it. This is pH balanced, and it's antimicrobial, diabetic friendly because it doesn't dehydrate, it hydrates. I love the pump bottle the best personally in my business because of controlled dispensing. I don't know about you, but the time to take off this lid and pour a lid full, I'm like, ooh, I tend to go through this bottle a little bit quicker than I need to. So I love the pump bottle. Also, we do offer a much larger gallon size bottle for anyone who's really a high volume sort of salon and goes through a lot of it. Side note, this is a great hand wash in your bathroom and a little pump bottle at Footlogix in our head office. We absolutely use this as our hand soap, and it actually lives in my shower now as a body wash. It's fantastic. pH balanced, just lightly scented, it's fresh, and it doesn't dehydrate it. In fact, it hydrates my skin every morning. Exfoliating seaweed scrub is the next item up. This exfoliates and promotes circulation. And again, it comes in a nice take-home size if you want to share it with your client. It also comes in the larger pump bottle, which we all know I love now, controlled dispensing. So it has the microalgae, laminaria seaweed, and 5 essential oils. The essential oils are chosen with great intention. They are chosen because of their uplifting scent or their anti-inflammatory or calming aspects. So know that it's all done with attention. It's natural organic ingredients. There's polished pumice in here. Cleans and exfoliates the skin softly and gently. So the things I want to talk about here is some catchy phrases in the industry, talk about wellness or natural. I want to talk about that a sugar or a salt scrub certainly is very natural and organic, but if you're to put that under a microscope, it actually has sharp little edges on it. And if not used conscientiously, can cause harm to a client's skin, micro tear into the skin. I really like the exfoliating seaweed scrub because it has pumice, which of course is natural, it's a lava stone. But the key thing is that it's polished pumice. So if you were to put a piece of this polished pumice under a microscope, you would see this perfect little orb that's going to accomplish that physical exfoliation of the skin that we're trying to, but it's done in a really safely manner. And because it's done in such a safe manner, this is why it's safe for people who might be diabetic or a little bit older or thinner skin or an at-risk skin. So this is very effective and safe product to use for them. I also like that it can double as a detoxifying mask. So rather than have 10 different products going on in my salon, using the Footlogix product line, I can offer a very classic kind of service. I can offer an upgraded spa sort of service, and I can do that. I can exfoliate with this, and then I can wrap the foot in a moist, warm towel and use that as a detoxifying mask. I know of a business that I work with that uses a scrub at the beginning of the service. They rinse it completely off. They do a couple of other steps, and then near the end, they actually apply it with a brush up and down the legs and then wrap that in the warm towel and then use it again as a detoxifying mask. So there's a lot of options with this. And then if your clients love it, certainly you can send them home with a bottle. The next step, so we've cleansed the skin, we've exfoliated the skin of the feet. The next thing we're going to want to do is start to do our cuticle and nail work. So this is the cuticle softener. It's very liquidy, effectively softens cuticles and hard skin around toenail folds and free edges of the toenail. So I want to show you, when you get this, you want to turn it completely upside down. So the air bubble is up here, and this way you can just gently touch the bottle and control the drip so that you don't end up using way more of this than you need. You literally just come across and drip, drip, drip right across each of the free edges of the nail, and it's going to slide down into the nail fold. And if someone has one of those really deep, deep nail folds, this is going to get in there, and it's going to help to loosen up. It's for rapid removal of excess debris, pinpoint application for that narrow flow of product. The key thing is that urea. As soon as we drip that and the urea is getting in there, the urea, I spoke of it earlier, it's humectant and hygroscopic. Fancy words for it starts attracting moisture and holding moisture in the skin and the debris. And what it does is loosens things up. If you've ever seen a nail fold with really impacted skin, you know how uncomfortable that can be for your client as you're trying to excavate it out. So this is a really great ingredient or a great product to help that process. So non-aggressive, doesn't need to be washed off. So if you've used that product, of course, we need a tool to pull all that deliciousness out of a nail fold. I wish we could see each other, because right now this is usually, I'm like, isn't this the most satisfying part of a pedicure? Who in the room loves cleaning out a nail fold? We find all sorts of interesting goodies in there and gifts. So this is what this tool looks like. I hope that I am holding this right up where you can see it. It has this kind of little serrated edge and a little flat edge. So this is for professional use only. It's very high quality medical grade steel. It's ergonomic. It has this nice textured little grip to allow for a lot of control when I'm trying to get into a nail fold. Very easily to clean, disinfect, or sterilize. My favorite thing about this little edge, I don't know if you can see there, is that it's flat. It's not actually a bowl. If you've ever worked with those excavators that are a bowl and you're brushing, you're trying to get in there to get all the little bits of debris out, I really like that this is actually flat. So very easy to clean and disinfect or sterilize. The next step in our service would be our callus softener, which comes, and this is the spray bottle that we typically see next to our service area. And of course, I usually just put the cuticle softener up here while it's soaking in. I spray the foot, and then this takes a couple minutes to soak in. So while this is soaking in, I typically come back up to the nails, do that work, cut nails, and do all my nail work as I'm preparing to do the heel work and the exfoliation. So this is instant softening treatment for calluses, toenails, cuticles, professional use only. It has that nice spray-on application. It has a nice level of urea in it, one of the higher levels. This is why it's for professional use. And it's a non-aggressive formula. It doesn't need to be washed off. So this is, again, where I would share that a lot of traditional products, gel, callus removers, if you will, when you put them onto the skin, it actually starts to break down the skin so that you can begin to work with it. You know from earlier in our presentation, I never want to break down the skin. It's our body's largest organ. My goal is always to maintain it or improve it. Every client who comes to visit me, when they walk out the door, I want to hopefully improve and maintain what they've come in with. And callus softener is exactly it. I don't have to worry about burning my client. I don't have to worry about contact time, about rinsing it off in a certain amount of time, because this is not going to cause harm. This is urea. Urea is part of the body's natural moisturizing factor anyway. So that is lovely for all clients, but in particular if you're dealing with anybody at risk. Maybe someone who's senior, it has some immunocompromised issues, maybe somebody diabetic, any of those sorts of clients. So all that said, we do have this in a slightly medium-sized refill bottle and our very large gallon-sized refill bottle as well. So what goes together like bread and butter, horses and carriages? I would say our foot file and our, so this is our foot file. You just see how thin that is. And that's the fine side. So this is for professional use only, very high quality stainless steel, multi-directional, very lightweight. When I think of multi-directional, like I can get every which way I need to on a client's foot. There are products out there, if you've ever seen a foot rasp, looks a little bit like a cheese grater, not for foot care, please, right? If you have to go this way and you can't pull another direction because you're gonna cut your client, please don't. That's not where we're going. This is a single piece, multi-directional, very lightweight, easy to use, long lasting. If you take care of it, it'll take care of you with proper washing, sanitization, disinfectant, and sterilization. You will have these for a number of years. Double-sided, so there's the coarse side, there's the fine side. It does not shred skin. And as I said, easily cleaned, disinfected, or sterilized. So very much, this is kind of the home version, has a slightly bigger plastic handle for our client at home. And then you've got this metal one, very lightweight, and you can sterilize that for use in a service environment. If I ever have somebody who's just starting out and they're not sure about the product line, of course I want them to take it all, but these two products alone, the callus softener and the foot file, these two best friends, bread and butter, peanut butter and jelly, horses and sleighs, these two go together like all those things. They are meant to be together, and you will just see the most tremendous results very quickly. It takes minutes off of your service. It literally does. So here's one of those great pictures I mentioned that are not retouched. It makes me so proud. This is one pedicure using our callus softener and our foot file. Tremendous, tremendous results. And that urea has gotten into that skin, so you know that this skin is going to continue to look hydrated and healthy and supple and intact for a couple of days after this service. So the professional mousse is our DD cream mousse and our very dry skin mousse, and they come in a larger bottle. When we get to this point in our service, it's our chance to show our clients about our product, right? And it's a way I always put the lid on my hand so my client can see what an approximate walnut-sized amount of product looks like. Because I'm gonna tell them, hey, use about a walnut-sized amount for your foot, but we talk a lot during our services. She may or may not remember that. So that's what a walnut size looks like. It's about the size of a lid. And sometimes I'll say to someone, have you seen this stuff before? It's really amazing. It just gets in the skin so quick. Would you like to try some? So sometimes if a client's open to it, as I'm putting this on her skin of her feet, she has an opportunity, or he has an opportunity, to be putting this onto the skin of the hands, and they're rubbing it in, and they're gonna see how quickly it's penetrating. They might try to smell and see it really doesn't have a smell, and they're gonna see how quickly that's already penetrated, right, into the skin. So when I spoke earlier about literally apply and go, sometimes a barrier to people using a product can be it takes a while to put on. This is very quick. So during my service, this is my opportunity. As I'm applying this to my client's foot, I'm going to start to talk to them about the product. I want them to see that it's light, that it's fluffy, that it absorbs very quickly, instantly even, so that they can begin to have an experience and understand what is so unique about Footlogix, this mousse delivery system. We apply the mousse prior to the massage formula because we want to extend the massage time. If you jump straight to massage formula, the skin is just going to drink up that hydration very quickly, and you may not have enough slip. We are always layering. So we cleanse the foot, then we do our exfoliation using the callus softener and our foot file, and now we're starting to hydrate. And we start with our mousse to hydrate, and then from there, we're going to go to cuticle conditioner, this product. This will take place of any cuticle oils in your service. So it is much more like a little lotion in texture. This is also urea based, and that is literally all you need to just go around and do all the cuticles on the foot. This is for professional use only. This moisturizes and protects all these cuticles and dry skin around the toenails. So we send them home looking fabulous after all the work we did. We saw that pinpoint applicator, how I can apply just that tiny little bit that I need. Packed with vitamin E, aloe vera, sunflower seed oil. And again, it's alcohol and synthetic oil free. So we're not worried about occluding skin. We're always hydrating the skin. Alcohol free, synthetic oil free. And then there is a little bit of a light scent. Can you smell? No, I'm kidding. But it is really refreshing. So from the cuticle conditioner is where we're going to get into the massage formula. So this is a really nice size to have right there with you at your service area. You could also send this home with a client. And about 3 to 5 pumps is enough to do the foot right up to the leg. It's non-occlusive, there's no greasy residue. Again, has urea, always hydrating, hydration, hydration, hydration. We're adding layers and layers of it. And when I say that, know that this penetrates into the skin. This is not layers sitting on top of the skin. This is pushing layers into the skin, into the skin, into the skin, deeply, deeply hydrating it and nourishing it. And that nice pump dispenser, you know I love pump dispensers because controlled amount of products, which is fantastic if you've ever written a business case and you need to know your cost per service. A pump is a great way to control the amount of product that you're using. Great before and after. So retail products. So that is it for the Footlogix service itself. If you're getting a Footlogix pedicure, those are the products you use in the order that you would use them. Any of our pamphlets show all these products and the steps in which you would use them during your service. I've seen a version of this. We have a version of this on our website. If you need to take a look, it's certainly available to you. So from there, I mentioned at the beginning of the Footlogix pedicure, the thing that really makes it different is that we do a consultation with our clients and we look at the skin before we soak it. And this is the part of the pedicure that's going to help me with having a really skillful conversation with my client now. So this is where at the end of the service, I'm going to recommend to my clients some things that they can do for home care. I'm going to do a quick recap here. So the brilliance behind a Footlogix mousse product, we know it's non-occlusive, non-greasy, easy to apply and go. Even with lotion on now, I can still snap a finger, even after massage formula. Very fast absorbing, hygienic applicators, highly effective, literally transformational, right? Fast acting, results oriented. I don't know if you can see the condition of my skin there after all we've been doing. It is safe. This is really important. It hydrates the skin, and hydrated skin becomes intact skin. Everyone will deliver this presentation a little bit differently if you ever have an opportunity to hear any of our other educators speak. But my really big deal is hydrated skin's intact skin protects us the way it should. And in one application, this skin is hydrated and well on its way. It's intact, it's gonna protect me. This product is safe for diabetics, safe for seniors, safe for immunocompromised clients, which could mean anything from somebody taking a cancer treatment to someone with heart disease, someone who is diabetic. It's also safe for an expectant or a nursing mother. So very, very safe product to use with just about anybody you would encounter. How do we use the mousse? This is a recap, right? Apply it on a clean, dry foot. You give a good shake, shake, shake. Recommend those products based on what you see on the skin of the feet of your clients. We dispense the size about a walnut, bottle upright, not like this, upright. And for best results, we suggest to our clients using it twice a week for the first 2 weeks and once a day after that for continued home care. If your client's using that walnut-sized amount that's recommended, they'll get about 160 applications from this bottle, this retail-sized bottle. Some clients like to use it a little bit more. I know a lot of us here tend to take it up to the knee or use it all over our bodies. I go through this a little bit quicker than the average lady. That's because I use it so much. I'd also say that we say twice a day for the first 2 weeks, and that's because due to the way cellular turnover is and mitosis, we tend to shed off those top couple layers of skin within the first couple weeks. We're on a 28-day cycle or so of our body shedding, which is kind of cool. We get a whole new body every 30 days or so. But that aside, this is why we see the most dramatic results in the first 2 weeks, is because anything that's happening in the skin of the feet typically is in that very top layer, the stratum corneum. If you remember the earlier slide where we saw how thick that stratum corneum is, most disruptions happen there. And if we can get those things hydrated really quickly, that's why we see such dramatic results. And the other thing being, if people are starting to see results, they might continue using the product because they're getting the result that they're looking for, right? Imagine that, buying a product that does what it says it's going to do. It's fantastic. And it's why I'm proud to work here, and I'm proud to work with this product with my clients. So let's talk about moisturizing solutions. There are 4 of them available. The number one, besides being number one of our best sellers is the DD Cream Mousse. DD Cream Mousse is double defense foot care protection. Anti-aging, rejuvenating, moisturizing, antimicrobial. How do we make all these claims? Urea. Urea is going to hydrate that skin, which certainly makes it look fresher, hydrated, intact, rejuvenated. Antimicrobial, because it has a little bit of spirulina. So spirulina, it comes from the spirulina plant, and it's a really powerful antimicrobial ingredient. So antimicrobial meaning viruses, bacteria, fungus, those sorts of things. So this is twofold. Double defense is it's going to hydrate the skin. Hydrated skin becomes intact skin. Intact skin resists infection. We also have a little bit of spirulina to help things out. We say it's recommended for skin irritations. If a skin has a disruption and it's irritated, simply hydrating it is going to help to calm it down. Spirulina is going to ensure no infection sets in. We say best used at night because of the texture. So all of our products are going to come out like a little foam mousse ball, but the texture is a little bit different. So a DD Cream Mousse comes out like a mousse, the same as our daily maintenance formula comes out like a little mousse. They're all mousse products. Just know that when you rub in the DD Cream Mousse, it has a slightly rich texture, and the hint is in the title, cream mousse, right? So people who like to put products on at night, a cream perhaps, will love the DD Cream Mousse. So here is an example after 3 days. I would again very proudly share that none of our photographs are retouched in any way. The other thing I would say, I want to notice the 3 days. Many skin conditions improve within just a few days. You'll see when we get to the slides with nail issues that there are a few more days, but it's always interesting to me how quickly the body responds when we just give it a little bit of hydration. Daily maintenance formula has our lowest level of urea. So I saw someone emailed in a question earlier about levels of urea before our presentation. So daily maintenance formula has our lowest level of urea. When we come up from there, the very dry skin formula, the DD Cream, has a little bit more. And then up from there, our Cractile formula has the most. And we'll talk about this more. So daily maintenance formula is great. It's literally the maintenance product. So this is literally one application. For people here who are not salespeople, who are practitioners who actually do skin of feet, like actually work with clients, this is why we look at skin before we start to work with it. Do you see these striations of the skin? This is what a healthy, intact skin looks like on a foot. And I want to know that before I start working with my client. This is the foot that you're going to file it, and it's going to roll off the skin. It's going to be smooth very, very easily. And you wish that every one of your clients was like this. And trust using Footlogix, all your clients can be like this. So this is the maintenance formula. This is the product that I particularly love in this product line. I use this once every morning because I like to bathe in the morning. Very dry skin formula is the next one. So this is care protection of moisture of very dry skin. So who has very dry skin? This would be someone who is diabetic, a mature client. Remember we talked earlier about circulation and fluid in the body, and if you've got impaired microcirculation, how you're not creating as much sweat. That would be somebody who's diabetic or mature client or has health issues going on. And because they're not making as much moisture, they're going to need extra moisture in their life. And that's what the very dry skin formula is for. So this is for a mature client. They could put this on in the morning, and then they could maybe put their DD cream on in the evening if they like to put products on both times of the day. That's a great combination. So again, this is a before and after. When I look at this picture, I see not only has the callousing, it's hydrated now, so it's laying smooth, right? It's malleable, it moves. The skin is much more hydrated and much more comfortable. This is an elderly person. We can see that the callousing on their foot was so uncomfortable, they were actually trying to remove it. We don't want to remove the callus. It's there to protect the bony prominences underneath. All we can do is recommend some great hydration. So now on this picture on the left, when this person was walking, imagine how uncomfortable those hard little spots were. Whereas in the picture on the right, the skin is hydrated, malleable, moves, better able to absorb pressure from walking. So it's a very simple thing to do, but we can see such dramatic results, both in how the skin looks, but also how it feels. And that's really important to us, as we want to help people feel more comfortable in their skin and have healthy skin. So Cracked Heel formula is the final product rounding out our product line. It's for severely cracked heels, fissures, rigates. This is skin that looks like this, skin that is deep enough that it is bleeding or it hurts. If someone just has this kind of roughness on their foot, they might not need cracked heel. They might need rough skin, but this is like deep, deep, deep cracks. And the reason this product is so great for those deep cracks is it has a really high level of urea in it. And this urea deeply hydrates this skin so it can begin to heal. It also has evening primrose oil, which is imperative to helping the skin structure improve. So if the skin is parted like this, my goal is to hydrate it and get it together like this, intact, so that no infection sits in. And then also I want to get my client out of pain. Who wants to be in pain? So this is an interesting photograph. Notice, I mean, besides the fact it's an amazing before and after and not retouched, but 30 days. If we think about the earlier visual we saw, where most things that happen in the skin happen in these very top layers of the skin, a crack goes deeper into the skin. So because it's deeper, it takes a little bit more time to heal. But 30 days, if someone's been hurting like this for months, years, 30 days is a small price. It's very rapid resolution to the issue. So now we will talk about the antifungal solutions. I want to make a differentiation. We do have guests today from all over the world, and in some places in the world, we use antifungal solutions, which is our clotrimazole line of products. And in some places in the world, we use our antimicrobial products, which is spirulina. So I will speak to both of them during the presentation so that everybody gets a little something from it. So the antifungals have a peeling skin formula, and it has clotrimazole. Clotrimazole is a very well-studied, well-known, effective antifungal ingredient, but there's no moisturizers here. If someone has a moist, clammy, cool-feeling foot that is prone to fungal infection and peeling, this is not skin that needs hydration. This is skin that needs the fungal issue resolved. So this helps to relieve the itching, the scaling, the peeling, the burning, the redness, the irritations associated with a fungal infection that can look like this. This is often where we see it, kind of between the toes. Sometimes we see it all down around the foot, but this is 1 week. So in this situation, I would counsel my client about good foot hygiene. Make sure you're drying between those toes so there's no moisture sitting there that can cause a problem. And I would also recommend our peeling skin formula to help heal that issue. Rough skin formula is for dry, rough skin with superficial cracking. So this is typically that walks into the salon. This is every female client or man client who's walked in and says, Nikki, my feet are so dry. My feet have been dry. They've been dry for years. I put cream on every night. Nothing works. You can't show me anything. This is not going to work. And I'll be like, oh. This product has urea. This is going to hydrate skin, and we know hydrated skin becomes intact skin, which is smooth skin. It also has that antifungal clotrimazole to deal with the fungal issue that's causing this skin disruption. So it eliminates dry, rough heels, and again, safe for diabetics, seniors, immunocompromised. So for my technicians, do you recall the earlier photograph with the daily maintenance formula where we could see the striations of the skin right across the foot? Comparing that image here, do you see how you see striations and then they're disrupted, and there's striations and they're disrupted? You can't really even see the striations of the skin here because it's so disrupted. This is what a fungal infection looks like. So I'm not a doctor. I do not diagnose, nor do I treat. But if I saw this come in, my conversation would be very light and along the lines of, Mrs. Smith, I noticed that your skin looked really rough before we started our service. Once we soaked and I started filing your skin, I noticed it really wasn't coming smooth. I think you have a little bit of a skin disruption. I'd love to recommend our rough skin formula to you. I'd love for you to take this home with you, give it a good shake like we did during our service. Remember that foam mousse? I'd like you to put it on twice a day for the first 2 weeks. And then I want to book you back for about 4 weeks from now, because I just want to make sure things are resolved in the patient. How's that sound? So very easy to have a very light conversation. I'm not saying to my client, oh my gosh, you've got a thing. I'm going to say, remember you mentioned you put lotion on every day and nothing's really working. I believe in this product. I have seen it just do tremendous things. I would love for you to take this home and give it a try. So toenail tincture comes in a box, kind of like this. This is the spirulina version. And the bottle looks like this, and it's a very, you can this. This is for onychomycosis, which is a big old word for nail fungus. The antifungal agent, again, is clotrimazole. Clotrimazole is a very effective, well-studied antifungal ingredient. It also has avocado oil, which is going to bring shine and luster back to the nail, and it has pathanol, which really helps with the keratin in the nail. It's recommended for unsightly toenails. Why? Because I can't diagnose fungus. There's a good chance if it's yellow and thickened and separated from the nail bed, that could be happening. And I think that this is an excellent product to resolve the issue. And this is what it looks like. So notice here, 18 weeks. This is not a 2-week or a 3-week situation. This is a product that requires application twice a day, every day, until that toenail grows out, because fungal issues with the nail are just stubborn. It requires a very consistent effort to resolve, but it can be done. Isn't this fantastic? I love photographs. They're so powerful to really show what we can do using the right products and the right application. So antimicrobial solutions, we just talked about antifungal. I mentioned in some places in the world we use antimicrobial solutions, and those countries include Australia, Canada, India, Kuwait, Israel, New Zealand, South Korea, Taiwan, Thailand, Chile. There's a number of them. This is just a touch of the list because we're in over 75 countries all over the world. So when you go to your distributor, you'll be able to look at the box and see whether you get spirulina or clotrimazole. So what is spirulina? It's a patented, powerful stress extrusion process from spirulina microalgae. So most of us have heard of spirulina. You can buy it at the health food store. You can buy it in a tincture. You can buy it in a tablet. This is a plant that lives out in the ocean, lives in the ocean very happily. And I'm not sure who discovered, but I'm glad they did. When this plant is put into a stress situation, it releases a very powerful antimicrobial enzyme. And someone was smart enough to put a registered trademark on that, and it's a unique thing that only Footlogix offers. So it works by inhibiting the growth of harmful microorganisms, highly efficacious antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial properties to it. It's been well studied. Like clotrimazole, very effective like clotrimazole. Bioactive microalgae extract is designed to deliver optimal levels of cell protection, regeneration. It helps with collagen synthesis to the skin and the nails and feet. It doesn't disrupt the skin's natural flora. So if you have a client who perhaps likes a more natural sort of product, this might be a great choice for them. So again, the peeling skin formula, no urea. It has antimicrobial spirulina as the antifungal ingredient, and it helps to relieve the itching, scaling, peeling, burning, redness, and all those things that come with a peeling skin or a, quote, athlete's foot. So notice in these photographs, we can see where the same peeling skin condition is actually happening on the bottom of the foot. Rough skin formula, again, we know is for skin that is rough with superficial cracking. So the cracks aren't deep. They just look like this. They're not bleeding. They're not hurting. They're just superficial. You're going to be able to pedicure most of that off, but you won't get the foot completely smooth because the skin is disrupted with this fungal issue. So it has urea, which helps to hydrate the skin. We know hydrated skin becomes intact skin and it will fight off future infection. It has antimicrobial spirulina, which is going to help with the fungal issue. And we say it eliminates dry, rough heals, safe for diabetics. And this is what a rough skin can look like. This is my favorite picture. Remember again, on a healthy, intact skin, we would see these striations of the skin right across the foot. Do you notice here we see striation and then there's this interruption, and then we see striations of skin and then interruptions. Striations of skin, interruption. Anytime you see a foot like this, and this is so important, this is why we look at a foot before we soak it. If I soaked this foot I wouldn't know anything about it because it looks different after it's moist. I look at the skin and have that consultation with my client before I start working because I know that I'm not going to get the skin completely smooth. So, nail tincture spray. Here we are again for onychomycosis. So instead of having clotrimazole, this has our powerful antimicrobial spirulina, has the same avocado oil to bring the shine and the luster back to the nail. It has panthenol, which is great for the keratin. And we say recommended for unsightly toenails. So earlier I talked about having a skillful, knowledgeable conversation with your client about products. This doesn't look particularly scary, but this is how a more serious situation can happen. An unskilled technician will cut this nail, they will do the cuticle work, and it doesn't look particularly bad. It's a little yellow, it's a little separated there, but you know, put polish on it and done. And this is how a fungal infection progresses right down the nail to the proximal nail fold, is by not paying attention. A skillful nail technician, a knowledgeable technician. Remember earlier we talked about technicians need to have education. Here it is, everyone. A skilled technician will be able to recognize what this is. They will cut the nail across and they will recommend to their client a nail tincture, because this will help to prevent this issue from progressing any further. This will stop a fungal infection in its tracks. Look at this 4 weeks later. Luckily, this client had a skilled, knowledgeable technician who recommended this product to them and took some really great photographs so we could see what it looks like. So this one 4 weeks because toenails growing very quickly and the infection was just at the free edge of the nail. This one much longer. This is a client who is a runner, and you see there's a new nail growing in underneath. So that takes time. But when you've got a new nail growing in underneath and an old nail on top, you've got this space in between, which is a deliciously dark and moist environment where bacterial and fungal things would just thrive. We can't get under there to clean it, so what do? We use nail spray diligently, consistently, every day until that nail grows out, so I don't end up with a fungal infection while it's growing in. So really powerful, powerful photographs there. So that rounds out kind of the meat and potatoes of the Footlogix line, if you will, the main products, the products to do that amazing Footlogix, transformational Footlogix pedicure. And then we've talked about the most common things we're going to recommend to our clients. They're going to be hydrating products and antifungal products. What we've got now is these wonderful specialty solutions, these complementary products that we can offer to our clients to help bring value to their life and to the other products they might be using. So our cold foot formula is first up, and it helps to increase microcirculation. It has urea, it locks in moisture. All of our products just about have urea in some level, except for our peeling skin. Because at the end of the day, we know the skin on the feet is not going to spontaneously start hydrating itself. It's not going to start secreting oils. We need to put hydration into that skin. How do we do it? Urea, dermal infusion technology. It has arnica and rosemary as well, though. Those are great ingredients. Arnica is very much recognized to help promote healing. It helps to calm irritation. Applying the product helps with a little bit of microcirculation, which is going to help bring that warmth to the skin. So this is a cumulative effect. This is not a product you put on and on contact, you'll see redness. This is over time, over a few days, over a week, things continue improving until the person using it is kind of like, oh, my feet aren't really feeling cold anymore. This is fantastic. Sweaty foot formula. This helps against hyperhidrosis. So hyper being excessive, hydrosis being moisture. It has oak bark and sage, very antimicrobial, acts as an astringent. So when we think about, remember we talked about in the bottom of the feet, we have about 3.5 to 4 times the amount of sudoriferous glands or sweat glands. What this does, it helps to act as an astringent. It helps to tighten up those pores in the bottom of the feet. And this is in an effort to control the amount of sweat happening. If someone has an excessive amount of sweat in their shoes, what we have is an environment that probably smells bad because all the bacteria happening in there, because it's a dark, moist environment. And also what we see oftentimes is people develop an athlete's foot or a peeling skin situation. So if someone's using, I recommend a peeling skin formula to them because I see that they have that fungal infection. Often I will say use the peeling skin formula in the evening, and in the morning I would like you to put the sweaty foot formula on, because I want to constrict those pores in an effort to control the amount of sweat happening during the day. I'm trying to minimize that moist foot in the shoe in the day. I'm trying to help control the environment that the foot is in. So often with our products, certainly we're helping clients with the skin of the feet, but we also want to help control the environment and the situation that's causing the things that we're seeing on the feet as much as we can. So again, I want to be clear, this is not a treatment. This will not resolve sweaty feet forever. It's a condition that needs to be managed. So it's something we would use each day before we put our foot into our shoe. If you stop using it, then you will continue to experience sweaty feet. While you use it, you will enjoy relief from sweaty feet. This is excellent as well. Often when someone has sweaty feet, when I'm doing this little consultation with my client before I start working with them, I'll ask if they have sweaty palms as well. Because remember at the beginning of our presentation, we talked about the skin on the hands is a lot like the skin on the feet. So if someone has hyperhidrosis, like a true condition where their hands are involved too, I will often recommend this to them to use throughout the day. You can keep it in your purse after you wash your hands, put a little bit on, and that will help control the sweat on the palms of the hands as well. Tired leg formula. This is for fatigued heavy legs. So this is an excellent product for somebody who might be a construction worker or a librarian or a teacher or a doctor or nurse. If we think about all our frontline people we're so happy to have right now, maybe a stewardess, someone who's standing a lot, or maybe it's going to be somebody who has a circulatory issue. Things are not moving as well as they could, and the result is a really heavy, tired leg. Sometimes it's a swollen leg, right? A little bit of edema. So this has urea, as so many of our products do, because our goal is always to hydrate and improve the condition of the skin, but it also has horse chestnut. And this is going to help promote normal tone in the walls of the veins, and it reduces swelling. It has witch hazel, which has a nice anti-inflammatory effect, also used for bruising or inflammation or swelling. So again, this is going to be for somebody who has legs that are swollen because they've been standing a lot. And if they put their feet up, they enjoy a little bit of relief from the swelling. This is a beautiful product to put on while you're putting your feet up. It's a cumulative effect. Again, this is something you're not going to put it on and suddenly your ankles are going to go down. This is going to be, you use it each day. And over the course of a few days, you're going to start to see improvement of that heavy feeling and have a little spring in your step, maybe. It's also good for people who use compression hose. Often people who have compression have circulatory issues if they have swollen legs. And if you are someone who uses compression, you know very well that you get instructed. You must hydrate the skin before you put on your compression. This is an excellent, excellent product for someone using compression hose, because the same way that this does not occlude skin, it will not occlude the denier or the weave of your compression hose. So not only is it safe for skin, it's safe for compression hose users as well. Rounding out the product line is our Foot Fresh spray and our Shoe Fresh spray. So essentially the ingredients in this is tea tree, and that's what kills the bacteria that causes the odor. There are a couple of other differences though. So the Foot Fresh spray also has menthol in it, which is just the most refreshing feeling on a foot. If you pulled your foot out from a shoe that you've been for 8 or 10 hours and that interesting foot odor follows as you pull your foot out and your feet are tired, just give your foot a nice spray with this. It's refreshing, it helps with any odor, and it just makes you feel like $1,000,000 after you've been on your feet all day. The Shoe Fresh spray, same thing, is if you've got a very sweaty foot in a situation, pull the insoles out from your shoe at the end of the day so it can dry properly. Spray this up in your shoe, spray your insoles with this, and what it will do, it will kill the bacteria that causes the odors. This is a really popular product for a lot of alternative uses. I'll share with you. Because it kills the bacteria that causes odor, where I live in the world, I'll feed into some stereotypes now. Hockey equipment. that our delightful people in this part of the world use, and they sweat in it. And you can't wash hockey equipment after, right? So this is a really great product to spray on any sports equipment that you sweat in, because it will kill the bacteria that causes the odor. In other places in the world, this is used a lot for football equipment. It's been used very well with soccer equipment. Just about anything that you're going to be sweating in that you can't wash, this is going to be a great product. Also, I'd note that the same as this is safe for leather or canvas or any sort of fabric that a shoe is made of, it's also safe for upholstery in a car, even if you have a leather upholstered car. So maybe you've taken your pets out to the park for a walk and your back seat smells a little bit like wet dog. You can spray your upholstery with this and your car will be infinitely fresher. So I have many stories that go with shoe deodorant. Feel free to ask. And it's just such a versatile product for that, because essentially anytime there's an odor, that kills the bacteria that causes the odor. And I love that. So that is kind of the end of the talking about the products. What I want to do now is just show you some really great before and afters and start to wrap up. So this would be a product where someone used rough skin formula. That would be, well, these are actually after one service even. They didn't even get to their home care regime yet. So imagine that's that great pedicure you just gave somebody. You send them home with rough skin formula. They're using it regularly to maintain this result. The next pedicure where they come to visit you and their skin is so much more hydrated and smooth. When you go to file that foot, all those extra layers of dead skin are just going to roll off. It's going to be a much easier service for you to deliver, much more enjoyable for you and for your client, because you're not having to go so much on the heel. And it gives you a few more minutes maybe to give a nice little massage. Cuticle softener and cuticle conditioner. Cracked heel formula. We have a couple minutes. This is one of my favorite stories. This is not my story personally, but I love to share it. This story belongs to Vicki Malo, and this was a client of hers. And this is a gentleman who was younger, I believe in his 30s, and a little bit overweight. Well, a lot overweight, and was told by his doctor, you better get your act together. You're at risk for diabetes. You need to take care of your diet. You need to take care of these heels. You need to take care of yourself better. This gentleman took this advice very seriously and took this to heart. This was a warning from his doctor. You're at risk. This is a client who started to visit Vicki on a regular basis for Footlogix pedicures and began using the cracked heel formula. And Vicki was of good mind to continue taking photographs to show the progress at 6 weeks, a month and a half, at 14 weeks, at 4 months. So if you know me, you know I'm a very practical person. I'm not so dramatic as to say, this saved his life. But you will know that I am excited about the results that Footlogix bring. I'm practical enough to know that this was a really big part in his wellness. Indeed, he started taking medications. Indeed, he started watching his diet. After his skin was beginning to heal, he was able to get more activity into his life. This is a painful foot here. These cracks are deep and they hurt. As he was losing weight and as his skin is beginning to heal and recover, he's able to get out and get a little bit more active. And from the top picture to the bottom picture, he lost a dramatic amount of weight and is now active and enjoying a much more healthful lifestyle, a wellness, a sense of wellness. How powerful is it through something as simple and consistent as foot care each month with our clients that we can take someone from an at-risk situation or might be experiencing pain to wellness, on a road to recovery, a healthful life. That's facts. And that's really meaningful to me because it's not big flashing lights, it's facts in front of me. And I'm just so proud of Vicki for being able to offer that to a client and how powerful that was, how this person's enjoying a much better life as a result of using Footlogix. So our DD cream after 3 weeks, remember we talked about a lot of these conditions just live in the top layers of the skin. Rough skin. Notice there's striations of skin, but it's all interrupted. As soon as you get these interruptions or any flakes that look like this, they almost look like little scales. That's fungal, and you want to recommend rough skin formula. Here's a great 1 foot challenge we did. All we did here was apply some callus softener. We filed the skin, and that was it. There you go. Much improved. And that's like 5 minutes. If we had more time, imagine what other things we could accomplish. So Footlogix products, they're very cost effective, very easy to use, excellent source for generating new revenue stream through home care recommendations. This is a really unique feature of Footlogix. If you're using a very traditional sort of product, it's basically a manicure of the feet. It's difficult to recommend a lotion to your client when they've been using the same lotion for years and not getting a result. What you can offer to your client with Footlogix is a revolutionary, unique product. It is the only petaceutical in the market. Do you remember that slide? Only petaceutical in the market. It's non-occlusive, easy to apply and glow, right? These are things I want my client to know about why this is different. This dermal infusion technology, this mousse delivery system that gets these active ingredients into the skin. How powerful is that? If you have an ingredient that works and get it into the skin. They are the first and only petaceutical. It's non-occlusive, doesn't steal the skin, very fast absorbing. Even with all the things I put on my hands today, still it's gone into my skin. I'm still able to snap, right? Dermal infusion technology that is revolutionary. So if you're starting out, a great way to start is a back bar kit. It comes with these great little sizes, the retail size of the soak, the scrub, the callus softener, the massage formula, and it has access to our VIP education hub where you'll find all kinds of great information that will help you have skillful conversations with your clients. You can print off these consultation forms, all sorts of great info. This display can literally change your business too. These before and after pictures, just powerful. If this is sitting at the front of your business, perhaps, and someone's sitting in a waiting area before their service with you, they may look at this and just be like, oh, that's my husband's foot. I need to take this home to him. Or be like, oh, that's my toenail. I need to take this home. This literally will sell itself very easily. So this has all of our bestseller products. It has 3 of the DD cream, 3 of the cracked heel formula, 3 of the rough skin formula, 3 each of the foot spray, the shoe spray, and our nail tincture. I love that once you've invested in this, that all you have to do is just buy a few bottles here and there to keep it refilled. Antifungal display. So this particular tray has 9 of the rough skin formula. If that's any indication, it's the most common thing we see on the skin of the feet are these rough heels that everyone thinks is just dry skin. It's not. There's more going on, and we know what that is, and we have a product to recommend to our client. It has 6 bottles of the peeling skin formula, another really common fungal issue, and 3 bottles of the nail tincture, which again is one of our very best sellers. You will sell a lot of that particular product to your clients. You will help a lot of your clients with this product. So what are some of the benefits working with Footlogix? There's so many, but we like to keep it to just a few here. You help to establish credibility. You've taken the time to do a professional consultation with your client. How many nail technicians are doing that, right? Before they start working with somebody. It helps you to be well informed. You've advanced your education because we spent some time together today. And thank you so much for that. I know sometimes when we are busy, many people don't get to participate in these kinds of activities because their businesses are just that great and busy. So this has just been a really wonderful time together because we've had some great conversation here. Footlogix really encourages practicing the 3 R's using this consultation form. Using a series of skillful inquiries and questions of our clients, we're recognizing skin and nail conditions. We're able to recommend the correct home care product. We have a handy home care product recommendation form you can use. From there, if there's something going on that we're really unsure or uncomfortable, definitely refer someone to a medical professional when necessary. Someone comes in and they've clearly got an open ulcer or wound, that's not a client we're working on. We're definitely sending them to a medical professional right away. But how many other people take that time? These are the kinds of things that set you apart as a business, as a practitioner. Benefits of Footlogix. You're creating that point of differentiation. We are delivering a long-term result. We are not a 30-minute fluff and buff pedicure. We are going to be a, hi, I'm Nikki. Thanks so much for coming in today. I'd love for you to fill out this consultation form so I can know a little bit more about you so we can offer a really customized service today. We're using state-of-the-art products. We are literally the only pediceutical in the world. We're the only ones with our dermal infusion technology, that mousse delivery system. We're the only one who has our spirulina, that patented antimicrobial ingredient, right? Really powerful, antiviral, antibacterial. And earning more money. We all need to make an income. We all have a right to earn an income doing what we love, right? So making professional product recommendations to help your clients improve their condition, enhance the quality of their lives. If I could borrow Vicky's client story again with those cracked heels. Be professional, always learn more, be passionate, strive for excellence. I like to think those are things that I participate in. I work at Footlogix, where everybody here is absolutely passionate and striving for excellence. I've watched the owners of this company travel the world looking for the latest and greatest and new things to bring to our clients. And my students too, they're the best. They are so excited to do things. So we have a whole Footlogix community. We would love for you to join. You can list your business on our Footlogix Retail Finder. When you go to footlogix.com, on the upper right-hand side, there's a link there that says where to buy. We can add your business to that link if you carry Footlogix, and it's free advertising for you. It's powerful and effective. I'll tell you, I work at head office, and oftentimes we get calls from people saying, you know, I'm traveling to Italy to spend some time with my family, or I'm traveling away for the winter somewhere to Florida or something, and I don't know where to get Footlogix where I'm traveling. Where can I get it from? We know that's not happening right now, but it will again. And when it does, you want to have your business listed on there so people know where to find you. We have marketing materials, posters, brochures, etc. Webinars such as this, if you were on our contact list, which all of you are because you heard about this webinar today. We do run webinars on a regular basis. We can do customized services as well, so please be in touch. And we have a monthly newsletter that's always got an interesting blog post attached to it, so we're always learning. Right? If you have questions, you can contact us about any of those things at communications@footlogix.com. You can also find us. We have a full online community: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, all those great places. Instagram in particularly is really great. If you offer a Footlogix service and you do a before and after picture, please post it and please hashtag us or put @Footlogix so that you know that comes up in our feed. And we often repost. We have a whole marketing team who monitors these social media platforms daily, and they will repost on our page, and that is some excellent free advertising for you to let the world know that you are delivering some really great services with Footlogix. We also have, if you're somebody who learns more by watching or doing versus listening or reading, this is a fantastic place to go. YouTube, all of our products are there. There's videos. It basically shows you the product, it talks about the product, and then it shows you how to use it during your service. So just lovely, helpful information if that's the kind of learner that you are. And that is it, my friends. We all want you to have healthy, happy feet. You can visit us at footlogix.com. So all that said, thank you so much to everyone who came from all over the world and spent time with us today. My heart is full for the time we spent together. Thank you. I really value and appreciate you. And I hope that you learned something new. If everyone here took just one thing away from our conversation, you are already a more skilled and knowledgeable practitioner, and you're gonna have some great conversations with your clients. So thanks so much, and signing off. Bye everybody from everyone here at Footlogix. We hope that you keep well, and we'll see you next week with our next presentation.